Fiancee of fallen Texas officer denied travel visa, will miss his funeral. Missy Stepp, a friend of the couple and the wife of a Grand Prairie officer, sat outside Castaneda's room Friday morning with police officials, knowing she would have to make the difficult call. Not everyone knew. Arasta at first didn't believe what she was hearing, thinking it was a joke, but Stepp explained it was not, she said. After they cried to Arasta, with Stepp's help, got together a hoard of documents, her passport, a version of the death certificate, messages, and photos that proved their relationship to bring to an emergency meeting Tuesday at the U.S. Embassy in Peru. But she was denied. Their only remaining hope on Wednesday lay in the office of Senior Ted Cruz. Stepp heard back at around 4 p.m. Wednesday. Arasta, reached over Facebook, declined to comment Wednesday. She will be one piece of Castaneda's life missing from Thursday's ceremony at the Potter's House Church in Dallas, set to honor a man remembered as a dedicated public servant. Castaneda, 38, died shortly before 11 a.m. Friday after Castaneda, who has a nonverbal autistic son, met Arasta in Peru as part of his travels around the world seeking alternative treatments for his son, Stepp said. They shared a love of After Arasta committed herself to getting to Texas, she and Stepp immediately worked on gathering the documents required for a non-immigrant travel visa. On top of the they provided photos of the two together, private text messages, and even had her parents draft a letter saying they were a committed couple, she said. But, on Tuesday, the reason for the denial, she said, was that Arasta doesn't own property in Peru, only rents. Arasta was seen. A plan had already been in the works to welcome her to Texas, Stepp said. Someone had offered. There was an 11:30 p.m. flight Wednesday leaving from Cusco that was their last hope, until Cruz's office said they were denied, Stepp said. Arasta has heard from people offering to fly her to Mexico and get her into Texas, she said. Stepp, whose former husband was a Marine killed in active duty about 20 years ago, said she understands what it's like to lose someone suddenly. But she got closure. She plans to bring Arasta to Texas, in time. Then Arasta will get to have closure. Visit the Fort Worth Star-Telegram at
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.